This bites. Your commercial's stupid, you're a no-talent hack, and your donuts are stale. I'm out of here. Fast, fast, fast.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes. Got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about regarding DC Comics. October 2021 solicitations. It's going to be the 80th anniversary of Wonder Woman. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to talk about it first before we even get into the solicitations. Also, just a little disclaimer. If I make fun of a comic that you love, it's not that I'm making fun of you, or I might not even dislike the comic. I'm just trying to have some fun. It might be a little snarky, but this is like 25, 30 minutes of talking about comic book solicitations. I try to make it as entertaining as possible. Don't take it personally. I have much love for everybody that enjoys comic books, even if you enjoy comic books that I personally don't like myself. I say everybody should enjoy the hobby the way they want to. And if you love a comic book, who cares what anybody else says? And before I get into this Wonder Woman stuff, I got to show you these covers from my boys over at Comics Elite. If you were unaware, Sean and Drew, every Wednesday on my podcast, if you go to iTunes, Google Podcast, Spotify, all those, you will see they have a best and worst of the week list. They've read all the comic books before they hit the shelf that week, and they will let you know what is must buy and what is must skip. And they have a lot of great covers. This week, they've got a couple of covers of Ha Ha. If you haven't been reading Ha Ha, I say you're nuts. It's from Ice Cream Man writer W. Maxwell Prince. How is that not the name of a villain? It just sounds like a villain. But besides that, we've got this week 2 limited edition covers. Only 750 of these covers went to print. First up, we've got Frank Uzon. Limited run. He's an up-and-coming artist. He is working with writer Rick Duchich, and they're doing a creator-owned comic, but he does a lot of really cool covers. You could see you got this big cloud breaking through the Ha Ha logo. Very cool stuff. Great clown shoes. Certainly looks foreboding and a little bit intimidating, but there's certainly a little bit of fun to that one. Now, this next cover is a little bit darker. It's a little bit probably scarier for most people. This is from John Jang, also a limited run of 750 prints. Version cover. If you are unaware who John Jang is, he's a concept artist. He's done work on TMNT, the Michael Bay TMNT, and TMNT Out of the Shadows, Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America Winter Soldier, Iron Man 2, Transformers Pacific Rim. He's run the gamut of big action franchises in Hollywood, does a lot of concept art for them, also does some very, very cool illustrations. So if you like these, go over to the Comics Elite website. There's a link in the video description where you can go over to Comics Elite and check out these covers. Hopefully you get there in time and they are not sold out, because these both have limited print runs of 750 and they are dope. They're not DC Comics, but I imagine if you're here for this video, you like cool covers, and this is what they got this week. Now let's talk about Wonder Woman, because we are on the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary celebration. We just had Wonder Woman 750 not too long ago. I actually quite enjoyed the issue. Shockingly, I gave Vita Ayala a 5-star for her story. I thought it was absolutely an enormous standout. I thought it was great. She's not going to be on the 80th anniversary celebration issue, and they are rolling out the red carpet for Wonder Woman, as you would expect, one of the Trinity. And they've got a lot of specials, got some reprints, but we've got some things coming out. Shockingly, remember that Kelly Sue DeConnick DC Black Label book when they announced the first wave of DC Black Label, and it was like you're looking, it's supposed to be the best of the best with the best artists, and you're like, Kelly Sue DeConnick, what the hell's she doing here? And then you thought it memory hold in DC. You're like, yeah, that was a bad idea. No, I guess they're saving it for this anniversary, which is really smart because it probably wouldn't sell any comic books. If it wasn't part of an anniversary special. So you've got that coming out. You got this big, 100-page, $10 comic book. You got a couple of, special editions of graphic novels where you get some chapters and stuff like that. But I do find it very disappointing, specifically in the creator selection. Wonder Woman has a rich tradition. There have been a lot of great creators. The only creator that's being featured in this Wonder Woman 80th anniversary 10 comic book lineup in the entire month that's ever sold Wonder Woman and has a name based on their work on Wonder Woman is Greg Rucka, with Liam Sharp on art. And it's a reprint. It's not even new material. There's no Bill Mesner-Loebs. There's no Gail Simone, no matter what you think about her. Gail Simone has done some great work on Wonder Woman. No George Perez. I can kind of understand that. George is not in the best of health. We know he can't draw anymore. Hopefully, maybe they could get him to do a 10-page story or something. There's not even any Brian Azzarello, who's, currently working at the Big Two. But there are a host of, up-and-coming female writers, but it's all like the hack writers that they have at DC Comics now. And there's almost nobody exciting in there. You don't sit there and when you look at the names, you're like, oh wow, we've got Vita Ayala and Stephanie Phillips on the book. There are really good female writers out there. Where's Amanda Connor? Where's Ann Nesenti? Where's Louise Simonson? Where's Nancy Collins? Hell, Katana Collins just recently had a really good story for Harley Quinn in the Batman White Knight universe. Can they not get her number and get somebody that probably can put forward a pretty kick-ass Wonder Woman story, somebody that actually knows how to write a comic book? It's just all the dreck of all the writers that they have that they put on this book. It's almost like they're not even celebrating the character. They're setting up all these books to fail. I guess it's supposed to just sell on Wonder Woman's name alone, but you hope people are actually going to read the comic book. Hell, there's a few retired creators out there. You got Ramona Fraden. Yes, she's pretty old. Joe Duffy, very old. Trina Robbins, also very old. I bet they would be willing to write a 10-page comic book to celebrate Wonder Woman. I just listen. We're supposed to be celebrating Wonder Woman, not signal boosting your crappy list of up and coming writers that aren't going to make it at DC Comics. Hell, Eve Ewing would have been a better choice, but apparently she has realized the Big Two comics probably aren't for her. They probably will never pay her enough for it to be worth her time. So just disappointing on the creator list. You'll see when we get there. All right, now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about these solicitations from DC Comics. Shockingly, we're going to leave off with a Batman #1, Batman the Imposter #1, DC Black Label, Mattson Tomlin, Andrea Sorrentino. It's one of the screenwriters from the Batman movie. He said, we're finally going to see a Batman based in real life. Never seen anyone do that. I already talked about it. I'm unimpressed. I was considering reading it until I actually read the comments of Mattson Tomlin himself. He sounds like he's completely unaware of what Batman does in comics and doesn't realize he's bringing nothing new to the table. All of this stuff has already been done, likely within the last 4 years. We got Batman 114. We're into Fear State. James Tynion, Jorge Jimenez. Batman is racing against time to stop Gotham City from tearing itself apart as this Scarecrow's long game is revealed. And still backup stories. Clown Hunter. There you go. Batman 115. Ooh, we got a Batgirls backup story. Becky Cloonan, also going to be writing in that Wonder Woman series. Wonder Woman 80th anniversary, shockingly. Batman and Miracle Molly are all that stands between Gotham City and absolute insanity. But an unhinged Simon Saint brings all the resources of the Magistrate to bear on the Dark Knight. There you go. Arkham City, the Order of the World. This looks like a really cool novel cover. Don't know that it's a great comic book cover, but it certainly has a nice, appealing look to it. This is a 6-issue miniseries. Am I supposed to get excited for Dan Waters? You forgot to introduce me to Dan Waters and why I should be shelling out $5 for a special limited edition Arkham City comic book. He should introduce himself before he gets put onto a comic book like this. I know he's had some work already, but he hasn't done anything that really stands out. Batman Secret Files Peacekeeper #1. James Tynion, Ed Brisson with Josh Hickson on art. I like Ed Brisson. I'm excited to see him come over to DC Comics. I think his writing style and the things that he likes to bring to the table probably work better in DC's, Gotham kind of universe. Maybe he'll get one of the secondary Batman characters coming soon. Although they'll put anybody on Batman nowadays. Maybe he'll get Batman. That's what they should do. But I'm excited to see Ed Brisson. I'm not excited to see Peacekeeper 1 because I just don't care about the Magistrate. But that is neither here nor there. Batman 36, also Fear State. Batman Catwoman 36, also Fear State. Ram V kicking ass and taking names on this series. But it's going to be all about the Magistrate, right? Right there. Magistrate soldiers. Nightwing 85. I don't love this cover. but it's more exciting than most comic book covers, I guess. That one's by Bruno Redondo. I still don't get why Robbie Rodriguez gets work at DC Comics. Whether you like Ethan Van Sciver or not, and I imagine a good amount of you adore him and a good amount of you hate him. He's kind of one of those people. Either you love him or you hate him. But you have to agree that sending pictures of your rectum to him on social media is not very keeping in line with good policy for your company. It certainly sends a bad message. And the fact that there's kids on social media that likely saw Robbie Rodriguez's asshole, like, unfiltered, and they keep giving him work. It's things like this that just make you go, it's like DC's daring me to say fuck off and never buy a comic book again. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying Nightwing. I'll have to think about that one. Detective Comics 1044, Fear State, Arkham Rising backup story by Stephanie Phillips. Mary Nakano, yes, of course, it's the Magistrate. I Am Batman #2, John Ridley, Steven Segovia. Is he off of Hellions to work on this series? That would upset me, because that Hellions book is so badass, and Steven Segovia is a big part of that. I'm not into Magistrate stuff. You know that, guys. Urban Legends #8. This is so disappointing. The first 6 issues of Urban Legends had that Chip Zdarsky Red Hood story, and there's just no reason to keep buying it. I mean, I like Brandon Thomas. I imagine this is an outsider book. I don't know that he's enough of a lead for an $8 comic book when he's not even going to be writing all 64 pages. He's going to be doing like 18 of them. Alyssa Wong, Dan Waters, and Christian Ward. And I feel bad for Vasco Gorgiev. I'm a big fan of his. I supported him when he was doing crowdfunding stuff. I would like to keep supporting him, but I'm not buying this comic book. It's like it died after issue #6. Harley Quinn #8, also Fear State, Stephanie Phillips, and one of my least favorite artists, Riley Rossmo. I have another artist that we're likely going to see later on that I dislike even more, even though I'm being forced to read the comic book. Another #1, Task Force C #1. I've already talked about my thoughts of Matthew Rosenberg and what a travesty it is to waste Eddie Barrows on a fourth-rate comic writer like that. Just disappointing. Batman Fortnite one-shot. Not surprised that they are continuing this relationship. This time the story is by Scott Snyder, Christoph Skage, and Donald Mustard. Josh Hickson on art. Do I have a new artist? Scott Snyder is in on the game now. Apparently the sales were enough that it warranted his attention. Directly from the best-selling, groundbreaking Batman Fortnite 0-point miniseries comes an oversized one-shot. Batman The Long Halloween Special. I'm buying the shit out of this one. I'll definitely review it here on the channel. This is my the DC comic I'm most excited for that's going to debut between now and the end of 2021 that I know of so far. Maybe, hey, they could do something crazy. You know, there could be some type of Robert Venditti Nightwing series or like Black Label Nightwing or something, and that would go ahead of this just because you would have so many of my favorite things lining up. But Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale, back on Batman The Long Halloween. Yes, please. $8 for 48 pages is extreme, but it is prestige format. It's going to be a bigger size. It's going to be a better stock cover and all that stuff. I don't like to spend this much on certain comics, and obviously I'll be buying it in digital, so I'll be getting completely hosed over. They'll be bending me over digitally for this one, but for creators like this on a project like this, I'm willing to make the exception. You know what I'm saying? Catwoman Lonely City. Of all the new series that I talked about the other day, this one is the most interesting. Cliff Chang returning to DC Comics. Been quite a while. I don't know. Do I want to go see a Gotham City that's been taken over by villains? I feel like I've seen that a lot lately. So maybe if they released this 3 years ago, it would have been really interesting and kind of like a new experience. But it kind of just feels more of the same. I believe this one's DC Black Label, $7. DC versus Vampires. This one's James Tynion, Matthew Rosenberg, Otto Schmidt on art. I'm going to read it. I released the first issue. That definitely feels like Batman Damned, huh? Except he's a vampire. I'm going to read it. I'm not having much expectations. I think Matthew Rosenberg's a terrible writer. Speaking of terrible writers, we've got The Human Target from Tom King. Greg Smallwood's art's going to be beautiful and completely wasted on inferior, basically past his sell-by-date writer. Tom King's been spent for like 3 years. There's literally nothing left there anymore. But he's coming back. 12-issue miniseries, $5. And not a chance in hell I'll even try that one anymore. Aquaman, Green Arrow, Deep Target. Another series I'll definitely be reading. I like Brandon Thomas. I think this is going to be cool. 7-issue miniseries. I like Aquaman. I like Green Arrow. And this should be cool. Batman, the Audio Adventure Special. $10 for 80 pages. Prestige format. Dennis McNichols, Bobby Moynihan, Heidi Gardner, Paul Scheer, and more. I'm going to have to pass on that one. Wonder Woman 80th anniversary. We've been talking about this one. 100 page, super spectacular. Look at this creative team. Becky Cloonan, Michael Conrad. The writers of Wonder Woman right now, whatever. Of course, they're going to get the headline story that likely leads it or ties into what they've been doing on Wonder Woman anyway. Jordi Belair, Mark Waid, Tom King, Steve Orlando, G. Willow Wilson. I guess Tom King's the headliner. That's how low Wonder Woman has sunk. Put on your tiaras and prepare. Whatever. $10, 96 pages. Here we go. Finally, Kelly Sue DeConnick's Wonder Woman Historia of the Amazons. The book I think everyone just assumed DC rightfully forgot when they announced a DC Black Label like 3 years ago. It's coming out. It looks like it even has the same cover that they used to promote it. Kelly Sue DeConnick, Phil Jimenez, the book no one ever asked for, being strategically placed during the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary, so it won't only ship like 12,000 copies. Maybe it'll do 22,000. It'll do more than that, but it's strategically placed. This thing would have done dick for sales based on Kelly Sue DeConnick's name on a Wonder Woman book. Putting it in this month is actually very smart. The wait is over. Well, we've been waiting. And the entire story of the Amazon can finally be told. Millennial Gold, Queen Hera, and the goddess of the Olympian pantheon grew greatly dissatisfied with their male counterparts. And far from their slight, they pull a plan into action. A new society born. One never before seen on Earth. Capable of wondrous and terrible things. Blah, 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 blah. Nubia and the Amazons #1. Nubia is getting the series. It does not appear to be a miniseries. It is a miniseries. 1 of 6. Vita Ayala, Stephanie Williams. Aletha Martinez. That's got Skip Rooney written all over it. Wonder Woman, The Adventures of Young Diana Special. $10, 80 pages. Jordi Belair, Paulina Ganuccio. Wonder Woman Special Edition. This is the free comic book day to celebrate Wonder Woman. If you are a comic shop, you can get 25 issues for $6.25 to give to your customers. Of course, they're not going to pay for it, so you just out $6 so you can celebrate DC Comics character. You feel like they would be able to spring for the $6, wouldn't you? Since it's their character celebration. Whatever. Greg Rucka, Liam Sharp. It's a good issue. People are going to enjoy that one. Wonder Woman Tempest Toss Special Edition. They should be giving this one away. Listen to this. New York best-selling author Laurie Halse Anderson reimagines Wonder Woman's origin in this timely story about the refugee experience, teenage activism, and finding love and strength to create change. Couldn't give that one away, right? Jeez. Somebody's going to pay $5 for this. Whatever. Diana, Princess of the Amazon Special Edition. Shannon and Dean Hale. Once again, from New York Times bestselling authors, it's a young Diana story. I believe it's just 32 pages of an actual graphic novel. You have to go get the rest of it to finish the story. Refrigerator Full of Heads, the sequel to Basket Full of Heads. It was written by Joe Hill before, but now it's Rio Yours. I'll be honest, there was a couple of the Joe Hill House comics that were okay. Basket Full of Heads wasn't one of them. DC are going all in on horror, and they got Soul Plumber. Kind of funny name. Feels like something that should be at Vault or Image. Not really DC. I get it. Horror is really hot right now, and it's actually like there's a lot of really good stuff. I guess the creators are from the last podcast on the left, so it makes them celebrities in comic book industry, at least. So I don't know. Maybe somebody's going to be excited for this. Action Comics 1036. Now we're talking. This is one of the comics I'm really enjoying from DC right now. Philip Kennedy Johnson, Daniel Sampere on art. We're also getting Sammy Basri and Sean Lewis. I imagine that means there's a backup story. The War World Saga begins. I thought it began in Future State when we were on War World. Learning of an enslaved race with mysterious ties to Krypton. We already learned about those. Superman and the Authority travel across the galaxy. Of course, we also have Superman and the Authority. So that's all going to be going on and interconnected. $5. My goodness. Aquaman the Becoming, number 2. Brandon Thomas. We're bringing in new artist already on a 6-issue miniseries. Batman 89, number 3. Oh, for some reason, I thought we were going to see the first appearance of Robin in Tim Burton's Batman. Apparently not. Yeah, I'm gonna check this out. Batman versus Bigby, number 2. A Wolf in Gotham. Yeah, good stuff. Bill Willingham, welcome back to DC Comics, and I cannot wait for you to bring Fable back. I don't care what all the haters say. You, sir, are a welcome addition to DC Comics. They have a lot of shitty writers right now. It might be. Batman Reptilian, number 5. I don't love the covers, but man, this comic's good. That would be a better cover. That should be the primary cover, in my opinion. That's pretty cool, actually. That is a comic cover. That is a poster. No offense to Liam Sharp, who's a wonderful artist. I don't need to read that. Number 5 is $5. Worth the money. Some of the best art you're ever going to see in comics, at least certainly nowadays. Batman The Adventures Continue, Season 2, number 5. Paul Dini. Absolutely. Batman Catwoman, number 8. Liam Sharp. Man, Tom King wastes every single great artist in the industry. Why are they wasting Liam Sharp on a Tom King comic? I mean, I'm glad for Liam. I hope they paid you a lot of money for you to write or illustrate an extremely depressing, boring story. At least it'll look good. Now that is a comic book cover. I kind of dig it. Black Manta, number 2. It looks like Snake Eyes. I like it. Number 2 of 6, Blue and Gold. Dan Jurgens. Challenge of the Super Sons, number 7. The last hurrah, Peter J. Tomasi with the Super Sons. It's too bad that they didn't make these guys a bigger deal like they should have been. Checkmate, number 5. The comic book. They just had to release because they already paid for it. The Damon Rose identity revealed. At this point, who cares? Crush and Lobo, number 5. Mariko Tamaki. DC presents The Conjuring, The Lover. There's a lot of horror stuff going on. Deathstroke Inc. number 2. Now we're talking. Now that is a cover. That is a cover. Joshua Williamson, Howard Porter. The secret organization Trust assigns Deathstroke's new team an over-the-top mission, head into deep space and stop Cyborg Superman from spreading his consciousness to every machine in the multiverse. But as they battle the dangers of space, the Black Canary begins to uncover the truth about Trust, exactly what they want to control and why they want to control Deathstroke. Are you telling me we can't trust Trust? Shocking revelation here in the solicitations. Future State Gotham, number 6. Giannis Miliana still. It's a bad comic book, man. Green Lantern, number 7. Speaking of artists I really despise, Tom Rainey. We'll see how long I can handle it. It has to be a really good story for me to stick around for an artist. I don't know Tom Rainey, and I imagine a lot of people really enjoy his art, but I borderline despise it on Green Lantern. It is the worst fit I could ever imagine. He should be doing a He-Man comic or something like that. Or maybe one of those horror comics, since they got 7 of them debuting. His style would fit those better, in my opinion. Hardware, Season 1, number 3. I'll be reading this. Brandon Thomas, Dennis Cowan, Bill Sienkiewicz. Harley Quinn, the animated series, Eat, Bang, Kill Tour. Nah. Icon and Rocket, Season 1. This is the one I wanted to read. Reggie Hudlin destroyed the character before he even started. If you read the free comic they delivered. Justice League 69. Now that is an atrocious cover. I like David Marquez, but Maybe that's the Alexander Lozano cover. That's not the David Marquez cover. But whoever approved that, the editor that approved that, should be canned next week because you're ruining comics. This is the reason why nobody wants to buy a comic book. They don't go into the comic store and be like, man, that looks dope. They go in there and be like, another selfie. Cool, bro. Cool. Justice League Infinity number 4. J.M. Mateus, James Ducker, Ethan Beavers. Nice name. Justice League Last Ride number 6. I'm loving this one. I like that cover a lot more. That is a cover right there. Derek Robertson. Nice job. Now, this has got to be the Michael Choi cover. Yeah. That is a cool cover. And that's how you do it. See, this is how you do it. And this is how you get people to skip right over your comic and not even realize it's a Justice League book. So it looks like it's a comic book about selfies. This looks like it's about a hero about to be throttled by one of the scariest villains in the history of the world. Chip Zdarsky, Miguel Mendonca, kicking ass and taking names on Justice League Last Ride. Legends of the Dark Knight, Becky Cloonan, Matthew Rosenberg. Woo-hoo. Nah. Mr. Miracle, the Source of Freedom. Pennyworth, number 3. My goodness. Robin, number 7. Now, here's a good comic book. So this is at least funny, I guess, because it kind of it's talking about how Robin is reading lots of manga. So he's reading a manga about himself and Flatline. Maybe they're in love with each other by now. Joshua Williamson, Gleb Melnikov. I like Gleb. He's not afraid to rock the boat. The Smoochers Around the World. There you go. I called it. They've already kissed. Ruby Justice League. I like Starro. You know who I like more than Starro? Jarro. Where the hell is he? Oh. DC ruins everything. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Nah. Shazam number 4. Tim Sheridan. On my never read list. Static season 1 number 5. Nah. Suicide Squad number 8. I don't know if this is good. Let me know. Maybe I'll check it out. I have room. I'm not reading very many DC comics right now. Suicide Squad, King Shark. I'll check it out. Tim Seeley's the ultimate hit or miss guy. He's forever batting 400, right? 4 out of 10 comics ain't bad. Superman 78 number 3, my favorite writer in comics, Robert Venditti, with a pretty not great cover here. Not any better. Not any better. Wow, those are really boring. Robert Venditti, Wilfredo Torres. Probably reading it just because it's Robert Venditti. I know everyone likes Superman the movie more than me. I like Superman number 2. That's just me. Superman versus Lobo number 2. Tim Seeley, Mirka Andolfo. The art's going to be good. We'll see about how the comic goes. Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 4. I thought this got delayed. Teen Titans Academy. Tim Sheridan, Rafa Sandoval. I hate missing out on a Rafa Sandoval comic. He's so good. Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries. Kids loving it. We're enjoying reading that one. The Flash, 775. Is Jeremy Adams fixed the Flash? I've seen Future State. I know where Wally West is going to be a serial killer again. I already saw that. Joker number 8. Ooh, Lady Bane is back. Is her name Vengeance? It's something stupid like that. James Tynan, Sam Johns, Guillaume March, Sweeney Boo. Sweeney Boo did the cover for Betstar for my good friend Joe Corallo. Good artist. I think we'll enjoy that one. Sweeney Boo, now they are the backup artist on the Joker, which was originally Mirka Andolfo. I'm reading that one. Joker, a puzzle box. I don't read Matthew Rosenberg. Nice House on the Lake. Everyone loves this but me. Maybe I'll go back and actually read the entire issue. After 8 pages of the first issue, I was like, I don't like pretentious tropes. Swamp Thing number 8. I really hope this thing picks up. I'm glad Mike Perkins is back. Titans United. We'll see about that. Ooh, Hawk and Dove. You like them. Wonder Girl number 5. I'm sticking on this one. Oh, Joelle Jones isn't illustrating it anymore. My goodness, that sucks. Wonder Girl number 6. Joelle Jones not illustrating it anymore. So by issue number 6, they're going to have 3 artists on that book. Does that make you think that character is important? Makes me feel like it's not important. Overwhelmingly not important. Obviously, they're putting out 2 issues because it's Wonder Woman's 80th anniversary. Wonder Woman 780. Cloonan and Conrad. Travis Moore. Wonder Woman Black and Gold. maybe we got some of those good writers here. Kurt Busiek, Sonia Anwar, Sherry Smith, Trung Nguyen. Not really. That'll do it, folks. If you're a big fan of Wonder Woman, there's going to be a lot of comics. Don't know that most of them are going to be good. I will vouch for the Greg Rucka, Liam Sharp reprint. That one's going to be dope. Otherwise, I'm pretty disappointed in the creative teams and the people they brought on board for this Wonder Woman 80th anniversary celebration. Tom King is the headliner. That's all you need to know. I'll be there for some of these comics. There's a lot of tripe in there as far as I'm concerned. Let me know in the comment section. What are you most excited about? And definitely go over to Comics Elite and pick up one of those dope limited edition 1 in 750 comic covers. Later, y'all.